Good morning, ladies, gents, and everyone in between. This is Surge165 going live on Failbook again just to see if this works, and I wanted to discuss the whole walk up, not out thing. I haven't been able to because after a post I made, it really screwed up relationships with a few people because they didn't understand it because it was text and not in voice. I had actually made the same kind of jest at my manager and director at the group home during the evaluation with Carve or whatever. Yeah, Carve. Oh, hello, Amy. Thanks for joining. Hang on, I'm getting a whole bunch of messages. My phone's being exploded. Phone destroyer! Ooh, I'm jealous. My friend Fawn is going to do some Pilates, and I wish I could join them. And yes, I got their pronouns right. Yay. Oh, I've met a few theys and thems, and it's slowly working into my brain. So I am trying. Any road. I read the walk up, not out thing. I have no idea who wrote it, so I don't know who to credit it to. And, well, I think that's rather cowardly at this point. I do think that students need to walk the hell out. Not because they hate, certain people or ostracize certain people for any reason, but because their government failed them. They make a voracious claim that school is safe, and then some shooter comes along and guns down a few of their classmates. So basically, adults are lying. Although, what else is new in some respects? So yes, I think all the students who were my age, say about 15 years ago, need to walk out. And accommodations need to be made for your disabled classmates. I'll get into that next. Hello, Steffi. Welcome to my live raving and ranting. In my opinion, walk up, not out should only be applied to those with cognitive or developmental or any other type of disability, because after these shootings, what will happen is that they will be the ones blamed for the shootings indirectly, and because they won't understand that it's a blanket blame, a generalistic statement, they'll take it personally. What I have seen and what I did see, for example, after Columbine, even with somebody like me, was that people treated me differently and were afraid of me for a while. And a few people actually did accuse me of wanting to shoot up Morgan Park, and teachers did confiscate my writings and my yearbook for public safety. There was a novella that I had written called The Origin of Rain, and I had shown it to Mrs. Hoder, my 8th grade English teacher, and I had to hide it. I had to hide the finished product because of Columbine and the stigma around that. And that continues through to today, and that's why I made those posts. And I know they sounded angry, but they weren't really angry. They were just looking at the facts. We know that after one of these incidents happens, it's us that is going to be blamed. And all I was trying to do was stick up for my friends. And sadly, I wound up losing a couple of them over this. The rest of the people I lost were individuals who cry and scream about free speech until someone like myself, exercises their free speech. And then all of a sudden it's a, quote, personal insult. Oh, there we go. I'm also surprised this thing is actually working. It wasn't working the last time I got on. So basically what I'm saying is that, Neurotypical students, I don't hate you. I was amongst you. Please try not to buy into the media hype. I know you're about as hyped up as everyone else is. I would recommend volunteering in your special ed classroom if applicable, or volunteering to help them at any school store you may have. But above all, what I have always said is please just be our friends. Just hang out with us like you would anyone else. I know that your other friend, you might look weird in front of your other friends for helping the R word or hanging out with the R word or the whatever word that they choose to call us. I tagged Christy Meyer in here because I had an obscure curiosity relating to my live video and the topic. Christy Meyer, if you are out there and for some ungodly reason not at work, have you ever driven a short bus? That's all I wanted to say on that. Yeah, as somebody who does advocacy and does infrequent talks at schools, and I wish I could do more, I would say to my fellow neurotypical students who used to be considered my peers, my peers, my peer group, make an effort to be actually inclusive of them and not just for brownie points. And by the way, if your teachers try to bribe you into being friends with us, please write it down and report it, because that is technically illegal. I just wanted to get that out there. I am going to get going so I can get ready for a full day of working with my own charge via consumer directed. Yes, I am ironically a staff light. I will discuss that later. Believe me, there will be a lot to discuss. Stephanie Nelson used to be known as Sacker. If you're listening to me, I now know what it is like to be a staff. And that is all.